This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pitstop, where we talk about the sim racing news going on in the world today. And none of this would be possible if it weren't for you guys, the pit crew, the real star of the show, because the whole point is actually being able to talk about the news and what's going on. It's not just covering the news, it's being able to have an opinion on it. And I love your guys' opinion. Just keep them coming in the chat. Let me know what you think about various topics, and most importantly, there's something going on in sim racing that you know that maybe I missed, bring it to my attention. And a few of the stories today actually come from our viewers. Some of them were via email sent to me directly at Sean, S-H-A-U-N, at thesimpit.com. Some of them were here in the chat. So we're going to talk about a lot of things today. We'll talk about sim racing news. We'll talk about the Simpit and anything that you guys want to talk about as well. Happy Monday. Love to kick things off Monday morning bright and early with the pit stop, and just get back into that groove for sim racing for the week. So let's get right to things, and we will talk about things that need to be talked about in detail, starting with Forza. A while ago, we talked about their Gears of War paint schemes. It wasn't even paint schemes, driver uniforms that you could get, and I kind of laughed. And at the same time, hey, content is content. So now they're actually announcing their new Halo driver suits, so you can win this. And what's cool is there's a few different challenges, so if you want to get it, you need to participate in their Rivals events, the December Car Pack Challenge, December Bounty Hunter Challenge, Make a Run, Cold Runner, and you can get the the Master Chief, I believe, is the green guy, and the red one I don't even know. This is Olympia Vale, I believe, an anthropologist in the series of Halo. That almost looks like Iron Man more than anything else to me. Anyway, I guess it would be cool just to have a different looking driver suit and not have to necessarily buy it. So that's kind of cool. I remember years ago they mentioned the Warthog. I remember the Warthog being added to the sim way back when. So again, more of that cross-marketing that we're seeing more and more of from the guys at Forza Turn 10. Looking over to Gran Turismo. So they have their new AntiSocial Club, which is interesting titling. And anyway, what it is basically a car set that has some merchandising. And some of these, you know, forgive me for being old, but some of these are actually, like, known. So the AntiSocial Club, which is sort of funny. But, you know, they have some car schemes and things coming out for Gran Turismo, but what you can see by looking at this story, essentially, is that they are trying to do other marketing as well. It's not just about making a game nowadays, it's about tapping into other markets. And when you think about race car driving in general, that's what we're doing to get sponsorship. We're tapping into other markets. So it's interesting to see both Gran Turismo and Forza doing everything they can to reach outside the box. Next up, it's that time of year. It's December. AntiSocial Club. Sim Racist Club. No sim racism. We don't do that here. So anyway, Game Informer's having their poll for the best various different games. Category number 12, best racing game. And you can see the titles that have been submitted for that. So, go to Game Informer, and you can make your vote if you want to have an opinion. And instead of griping that blah, blah, blah won the thing, how dare they, well, make sure you vote. So at least you did everything in your power to get your favorite to the top. So, but it is that time of year. I would imagine that we'll see more of the same. You know, obviously, you know, the big three sims, as I like to call them, Assetto Corsa, R Factor 2, and iRacing, and not to single anybody out, that's just my big three, you know, they didn't come out this year, so, you know, they're not going to be in the voting. Project Cars 2, F1 2017, Forza, GT Sport, Dirt 4, those all did. That's how they're doing that. So, go over to Game Informer if you want to make a vote on various different gaming categories, not just best racing game number 12. Cloud Sport. So we haven't talked about Cloud Sport in quite a while since the Visa Vegas race, and I know they have a lot of competitions going out, but they did post some pictures of this Forza 7 competition that they have in a whole hauler. And it's quite a setup. And again, this is one of those things, like, at what point are we just the monkeys? You know, look at how much money they're spending. Are any of these people getting any of the action if it's a competition? You know, are they spending $1 million on a trailer and a setup to then give me a free t-shirt for a hot lap? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Cloud Sport, hey, they've held $1 million competition. So there's no denying what their potential in the gaming industry is. But that's at Cloud Sport's Twitter feed if you just want to check out what's going on. I couldn't even read the article. They also had a cool, like, rendition of the Forza truck actually driving around. So this is a cool video that's at that same spot. And you can see it's obviously, I saw you guys talking about driving Truck Simulator, American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator. Here is the Forza Truck Simulator. They should have put a Tesla coach on it. That would have been cooler. Anyway, just more going on from Cloud Sports. So this could be the tease, the beginning of some very big competitions coming our way. And something we'll have to look forward to. Next up, this always crashes during my thing. And maybe that's even part of the problem. I'm trying to pull up the Fnatic Advent Calendar. And I had it ready to go so that we'd have no problem. And what do you know? It crashed. I know today the Formula Rim is on the list for the 11th. I know they've still been having problems with their server. So, a little good and bad. Great deals, great savings. But it takes a little bit of luck getting in there. And getting your bid to be the winning bid and getting a great deal. But if you're looking for Fnatic gear, go check out Fnatic gear. Go to their community page. And you will see the Fnatic Advent Calendar every day now between Christmas. And I'll keep mentioning it from time to time because it is some pretty good savings for you guys. And bear with me 1 second. We're just going to take care of one thing. Yep, alright, there you go. Bye, Luminous. Next up, from Ricmotech, you've got the Simulator Challenge. We talked about them getting up to PRI. Already taken care of, John. Anyway, I'm bringing this up just because, hey, they had a cool competition, beat Lonnie or Johnny Unzer, and you could potentially win an Apple Watch 3. And I'm looking at Lonnie's time was a 1:45 flat, or I'm sorry, Johnny. Lonnie was going to run on Saturday. Some pretty good times. Look at Michael Cooper. I don't know Michael Cooper personally, but look at that, 1:43.3. Just tore it up, killing everybody at that competition. So, not sure if he actually won the watch or not. But it looks like he was in the lead. Oh, our Advent Calendar. There, it came back. There it is, the 11th, the Formula Rim. So, just wanted to mention that for Ricmotech. You know I love Ricmotech. Also, I'll keep mentioning the Humble Bundle, the Codemasters one. And I have not done this. It's a really weird thing. I've tried to, like, you can pay $1 and get access. You can pay $9.35, get more access. Or their top tier is $15. And we'll talk about tiers in a minute as well. But if you're looking to get Codemasters products, you can get the whole thing ready to go on Steam. And you just can get some great deals if you're looking to just get the whole collection kind of thing. So you can check that out. And that's at humblebundle.com. Other news, the Crew. You know, certainly not a super duper sim. But Crew has always brought some great aspects into the sim racing world. Sometimes it's been open world things. Sometimes it's just been interesting lineups and challenges and things to do. It's certainly one of those great diversion games. Certainly one of those games that's going to help grow the sim racing world. Why? Well, because kids are going to play this. You crash, you explode, you bang into things. It's not that high standard of sim racing that we are all accustomed to. Hello, Splendid. So they have been delayed to April, September, which is a pretty wide opening. But let's talk about that a little bit, or my take on such a thing. As much as I might be thrilled that a game's coming out and eagerly waiting for it, I like the concept that if they're not happy or comfortable or finished, that rather rush to delivery and give me a flawed game, that they take their time. It's important not just to me as a consumer, but I think it's important to the sim racing world. I don't want games to come out with a problem and then give people a bad taste. I would rather they do the opposite. And it seems like a great majority of the games we come out that we buy, come out, and the minute you go to install it, you can't even play it yet because there's some giant patch that you already have to get. So, you know, that is something that I applaud them for taking their time. I think of a game that I'm expecting coming up, and that's Red Dead Redemption. And it's coming out, I think, in February, and I can't wait for Red Dead Redemption 2. And I just think, gosh, if tomorrow they announce it's going to be delayed, I'd be so disappointed because I've had it on my mental calendar, like 2018, it's coming. But at the same time, if they delayed it, I'd have to applaud them on doing their best to get it right. So, Karsten Van Eyck. Sorry, I'm just reading some of the chat and doing things. Another article, this came from The Man. Thank you very much, The Man. So, this article here is dispelling esports myths. Pros are not destined for short careers. Thinking about other sports, you know, if you play football, the average football career, I think they say it's like 4 or 6 years. It's very short. Baseball is going to be a little longer. Basketball is going to be a little longer. But limited careers in professional sports. And in gaming, I didn't read the article because it's just one of those things that I didn't need anything but boy, am I being a horrible media person. I didn't need anything but the title to make me think, hey, what does that mean to me? And so when I think of this, well, I race against guys who are my age. I was going to say old guys. I'm talking to you guys. I don't feel like I've dropped off that much. Sure, my hand-eye coordination isn't quite what it used to be. My vision isn't quite what it used to be. My dexterity isn't quite... Wow, this isn't making a very good argument for the topic. But what I've lost in those things, I've made up with patience, composure, wisdom, judgment. I think of young people and they make some really silly mistakes. And you think of the older generation and they've made those mistakes enough time to have learned their lesson. So, anyway, interesting article. This is at ESPN. So, we're talking about gaming. What's going on in our world? ESPN is writing stories talking about gaming. Talking about the length of a professional career in gaming. Michael, no, I haven't done anything on the hat. I don't have a pen here. I will have to try to remember to get a hat and an extra large shirt. I'll do some work on Cafe Press and see if I can make some other products. I don't make anything off of those. If you get a t-shirt like Doug just got his, it does help support the show. The coffee mug, that was just for fun, and I've had requests to do a coffee mug for the Beamer series. I think I might have to do that just to order another 2 and make a whole collection of them, perhaps. But I'll work on that. Maybe I'll let you guys know on one of this week's daily shows, just to let you know what's going on. Next up, we talked about the Europe. I can't remember which country. It was one of the Scandinavian countries that were making loot boxes illegal. And so what do you know? A senator from Hawaii is bringing legislation in to ban loot boxes here in America. Why do I mention such things? Again, we're talking about gaming. We're talking about the competition side. We're talking about the changes we're seeing in sim racing. I don't think it's going to be restricted to just loot boxes in the end. If this is going to become a competition with big money, then we're going to have some very large companies come in and get involved in the decision-making and the legality issues. You know, when you just do it for $50, no one cares. When you do it for $500,000, now suddenly people care that it's being done properly. And so anyway, we're going to see more and more of not just loot box bans, but maybe even bans and restrictions on the type of competitions that we can do. So Tom, when you forget to pee, you're too old to sim race. No, Todd, we don't want the government in gaming. But at the same time, when it gets to a certain financial level, there's no way to avoid it. Congratulations, puppies. That's great. That's great. Not easy. A lot of really fast guys out there in the rallycross world at iRacing. Next story. Okay, so back in, I believe it was October, talked about the GTR 24-hour event. That big event going on. People all brought their own rigs and, you know, did a big event. A LAN party is the wording that I really like to use when talking about these. But teams of drivers came to compete in this in-person event. And it was a big deal. I'm going to fast forward the video just a little bit. And I'm bringing it up because not only did they all in person set up their own rigs and race together, which has just got to be awesome. They live streamed the race, broadcast. You can see the event going on down here. I mean, this is a really cool event. Anyway, they are already taking signups for next season, and they are down to 14 teams available. So I believe they're allowing 40 teams. But if you go to eventbrite.co.uk and look up 2018 Endurance, or go to the GTR24h.org website, you can look into entering your team. So if you're in that Denmark area and you want to enter a team of drivers into a really cool, really fun competition, you're going to want to get involved in this. So you can go check it out, and you know, I'd love to hear what it's like to be there in person. So if any of you do that, be sure to let me know. And last story comes from you guys, and that's in regards to an app. This is a third-party app, and I don't know if iRacing endorses it. I don't know if iRacing even wants to know that it exists. I don't know if it's considered a cheat, but I'm going to mention it because you guys brought it up. Dubchain, I use 900 for GRC. But this app is called IRFFB, and it basically takes force feedback, which has always been communicating, we'll say, at 60 hertz. That's the speed of communication between the wheel and your computer in the game. That it pumps that up to 360, which means that your force feedback is faster, more accurate, and potentially can even do more. I have not tried this out, but a bunch of you were already raving about it, so I'm going to mention it. I found it at the GitHub.com. Don't know if that's the official site. I'm only bringing it up because when the pit crew talks about something, number one, I need to go check it out. Number two, I'm going to talk about it because that's what you guys want to talk about. And again, that is the whole point of the pit stop. So anyway, I'll check it out myself and let you know if I like or hate. I might try to get a word out of iRacing to find out more about it and find out if they like it, hate it, don't want you using it, consider it a cheat, any of the above. So I'll try to get more information about it, but it's something I did want to mention on the show. So that takes us to the end of the news. Things I'm going to mention on my end. I, over the weekend, got all the B-roll of the TGT in action done. Got my script done, got a good portion of all the filming done, and it's now in final film and editing. Should have that out in the next 48 hours. That also means that I get to go back to my direct drive wheel, which I haven't had on my rig for quite some time. So I'm looking forward to that, just for the fun of it. Also, it'll be a great time to try out that IRFFB just when I get my rig. So that's going on behind the scenes for the Simpit. Beyond that, if you didn't check it out, on Saturday, I totally forgot I had an interview with Michi Hoyer and Ollie Pakala, who are both part of the ISRF, the International Sim Racing Federation. And the Federation is actually a lobbying group, we're going to call it, that's going to be able to help, from the sim racer perspective, help grow and change and affect these competitions, sims, everything we're talking about for the future. So if you want to learn more about that, check out that show we did on Saturday. It was a very, very cool show. Beyond that, now I'm going to do a little selfish promotion. And Tom just mentioned Patreon. Friday, I'm going to launch the Patreon site. And if you don't know, this is sort of like a crowdfundme type thing for YouTubers. I've had a lot of people donate and try to donate to the show. I'm not really put my hands out and take money in. I wanted to create something that didn't take away from what we already did, but allowed for more things for you guys, a way for you to be a bigger part of the team, contributors to the team. Some of it is financial. Sure, it helps us grow. Some of it is more access as well. So, I'm looking for your guys' opinions on a few things, but get ready for this. And this isn't a have to. This is a want to type of thing. But if you want to be a bigger part of the Simpit team, then you will want to help us with the patron account. And with that, I'm looking at various tiers, like how much would be too much versus how much would be too little. And by that, I mean, I might have 2 tiers. So I might have one that's, you know, this many dollars and you get this many perks, this many dollars and you get this many perks, that many dollars and you get that many perks. I'm just trying to decide what all of those perks are, so things that we could do as a benefit to you, things that would be worthy of you upgrading and becoming a bigger contributor to the show. So that's going to happen on Friday. If you have any input on the topic of how much, if you have any topic on the type of perks, like do you know, we've talked about a Discord channel, having a 24/7 Discord channel. I mean, obviously I won't be there 24/7, but we could leave it running and I'll respond to it anytime I'm in the office, so to speak. So that's coming on Friday, and if you have any input on that at all, perks, tiers, experience with Patron, any of the above, please email me, Sean, SHAUN, @thesimpit.com, and I'd love your feedback on that as well. Beyond that, I rarely say it, but I'm going to say it today. I see 105 of you in with the live show right now. Please like the show. Please share the show with your friend. If you haven't already, go to our Simpit page, the Simpit at Facebook, not Simpit page, Facebook page, the Simpit at Facebook, and like that page. Share it with your friends. We got to grow this channel. We got to get bigger. The bigger we get, the more content we can provide to you. I am so far behind. The live shows are great. The racing streams are great. Where's the TGT review? I have 10 other reviews lined up, and I am so far behind. So the more we can grow the channel, the more resources we can throw at everything. So do your best to help us grow, and the best thing you can do to help us grow is telling a friend. Tell people about it. Share the videos. Like the videos. And that would be the biggest benefit to me if you want to do something back for me to help the Simpit grow. I appreciate anything and everything you guys have always done. I appreciate you being here for the live streams and being part of the pit crew, giving great feedback on our topics and ideas for the show. It wouldn't be the same without you guys. That's going to do it for today. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.